This is Sigmund Bloom with your Week 3 waiver wire quick hitter. At quarterback, you might hope that you're in a shallow enough league that maybe Carson Wentz and Tagovailoa were not picked up after Week 1 or were not drafted. If not, then you're hoping that Jared Goff is out there coming off of his 4-touchdown performance. If not, then you're looking at Jimmy Garoppolo, who now will be starting for the 49ers. He's still just a mid-level, a matchup option. You'd like the matchup this week against Denver. If you have to scrape the bottom of the barrel, Joe Flacco and the Jets are coming off of a high facing the Bengals this week. You have Atlanta and Marcus Mariota going up against Seattle. And in your deeper leagues, 2 quarterback superflex leagues, make sure Zach Wilson is not out there on the waiver wire, because when he comes back, well, Garrett Wilson's going to make his outlook a lot better. Kenny Pickett, Desmond Ridder, these are guys that are probably going to get chances to start sooner than later. Ridder before Pickett, although Pickett should be on the field like yesterday. And Cooper Rush looks like he can be a viable low-ceiling quarterback to super flex for you. We move over to running back. The big story here is Raheem Moster. Not exactly an empty the wallet guy, but we may not see many better running back waiver wire pickups in the sense that he's a starter, he's in the system he knows, and the Miami offense looks really exciting to be part of with your fantasy team right now. So he took over the starting job in week 2. We know that he doesn't necessarily stay healthy, but we also know that he's an explosive player, and this is an explosive offense. We look a little bit further down the waiver wire. There's not much at running back. James Conner may or may not miss a game or 2 at the most. Doesn't sound like he has a serious ankle injury. We'll wait for more information. Daryl Williams and Benjamin split the work about 50-50. Williams gets the touchdown opportunity, so he's maybe a slightly higher priority. Justice Hill's one to look at as he led Ravens running backs in snaps. J.K. Dobbins is still week to week. Gus Edwards can't get back until week 5 at the earliest. And again, this offense looks explosive, at least on the arm of Lamar Jackson. Maybe Justice Hill, who's changing the narrative about Achilles injuries ruining running backs' careers. Another player doing that. And Mark Ingram could get another start. Looked good until he fumbled, a game-turning fumble in the red zone against the Bucs. But it also seems like Alvin Kamara and his rib cartilage injury, we're not quite sure when we're going to see him. Maybe this week against Carolina, but if not, then Mark Ingram can absolutely help your fantasy team. Going a little deeper, Tyler Allgeier, seeing him sharing the work with Cordarrelle Patterson, going up against Seattle this week. Tyrion Davis-Price got the work behind Jeff Wilson. Didn't do much with it. Does that mean we see Jordan Mason? Either way, both of these guys are Jeff Wilson injury away of having a pretty good role. Remember, with Jimmy Garoppolo out, that probably helps the opportunity for running backs to get rushing touchdowns, even though it's Garoppolo getting the short rushing touchdown this week. And wide receiver, Garrett Wilson's the guy here. He was dropped after week 1. He is worth emptying the wallet for, as he looks like a dynamic player, but maybe endangering the ceiling of Elijah Moore. After that, you're going to check and see, depending on how deep your league is Jahan Dotson out there? Is Jakobi Meyers out there? Meyers looks like he is again going to be the clear number 1 receiver for Mac Jones, even though they brought in Devontae Parker. And it was Nelson Algholor with the big catch. We get to that next year receivers. Ashton Dulin looks like he has done enough to be the number 2 receiver for this team. Number 1 while Michael Pittman is out. We'll see if that is the case this week against Kansas City. Josh Palmer didn't do that much. Got a garbage time touchdown against the Chiefs, but you still see that upside of anybody attached to Mr. Justin Herbert. And we're looking a little further down, Greg Dortch playing well enough that there wasn't a question whether Rondale Moore is just going to be handed the slot job. And you see that great chemistry he has with Kyler Murray. Michael Gallup should be back this week. Complicates things. Sterling Shepard looks like he's going to lead the Giants in receptions. Not sure what that's worth in a deep league. It might be something. No, Brown looks great. But again, with Gallup coming back with CeeDee Lamb there, not sure how much value he's going to have. Getting very deep. Check and see if Jameson Williams is out there. Lions offense looks fantastic. We know Williams is going to be an explosive player who tilts the field for this offense. If your bench is deep enough and he's out there, he might be worth holding on to until we see what he can do. At tight end, it's the same carousel as always. And this week, who's up? Evan Ingram, who continues to be a pretty big part of this offense, getting their money's worth as a short-range passing target. That's all you really need, like Tyler Higbee. Maybe it's just as long as Van Jefferson's out, but there's no timetable for Jefferson's return yet, so Higbee looks like a good play against Arizona this week. Logan Thomas caught a touchdown. Washington with a high-flying passing attack with Carson Wentz. So Washington going up against Philadelphia this week, that should be high-scoring. Gerald Everett, we know he's continuing to entrench himself as part of Justin Herbert's pass-catching talent. We'll see when Donald Parham is back, but Everett, even though he was targeted on that 99-yard pick six, it wasn't really his fault. He was asking out of the game. Mike Gesicki skied for a touchdown pass. Still wasn't that involved in the pass offense, but you have to think that with defenses obsessed with Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, that Gesicki's going to be the forgotten man, and we know what he can do. But you have to go deep on the waiver wire. Maybe Tyler Conklin, who had another solid game for the Jets, who again riding high off of their stunning comeback win. And Isaiah Likely, only on the field for 21 snaps, got 4 catches for 43 yards. Again, taking advantage of that. Lamar Jackson arm. Pay the man. We want to pay you with good advice always, because you're the classiest.